Hello world, and welcome back to Minecraft. I wanted to make a quick video and some shorter content that involved less gigantic builds. So I thought a Skyblocks world would be pretty fun for that. But Skyblocks has already been done to death and I know it pretty well. So I'm going to torture myself by giving you guys control. Welcome to Comment Blocks. How does Comment Blocks work, you might be asking? Well, it's very simple. At the start of every episode, I'm going to fill this double chest with whatever item you commented in the previous episode. For example, if you commented water bucket, then this double chest is going to be filled with water buckets, and that'll be the new item I'm receiving that episode. For competing comments, vote on the comment you like the best by hitting the like button on it. Whichever comment has the most likes, as long as it's an item we haven't done before, will be the item of the new episode. Today's episode will be dirt. I had to start with dirt, I don't have any other comments, and it just feels like a classic block to work with. Not grass, just dirt. So, let's just go ahead and dive into the episode as I try to survive using only dirt. This is Comment Blocks. Okay, I lied to you when I said I was going to survive using only dirt. Of course I gave myself a bonus chest. It's game generated, so I don't control the loot within. But I was not going to spend the entire first day without a crafting table. No siree. Now then, let's take a closer look at all this dirt. Yes, beautiful granulated dirt. Delicious. Now, I'm going to have to empty this chest by the end of the episode. Anything that's still inside the chest will have to be removed so that I can make way for the new item for the next episode. So that means I'm probably going to have to lose some of this dirt to just placing it around in order to get it out of the chest. But I'm okay with that. I'm also a little bit afraid of losing the chest. If I wander too far off, I'm going to have a difficult time navigating my way back. Some of this dirt might end up stacked up into towers just so that I can find my way around in the future. I sacrifice my only piece of acacia wood here too. I'm going to make a crafting table, and acacia wood is ugly, so I don't mind losing it. One more thing. While I'm sitting here trying to craft with dirt for some reason, figuring out what I can and cannot do, I'm going to point out that I do reserve the right to block certain items from being the next pick. The way I'll do this is by producing them in-world. If I can produce a certain item in certain enough quantity, as in reliably without having to rely on some kind of random spawn rate, that means that that item is no longer something you can pick. For example, if I were to get a carrot and start actually growing the carrots, you can't pick carrot for the next episode, and even if you do, I could always just ignore the comment. But feel free to pick something that I can't produce, like tripwire hooks or string. If I can't produce those regularly and reliably, then you're free to pick as many different weird things or blocks that you want. So go to town. As night starts to fall, I realize that nothing can spawn in this world, so I immediately move to start building a mob generator. It should be hyper efficient as there's no other spawnable blocks in this entire world, but I don't have the traditional materials for making this mob generator, so I don't even know if it'll work or if the mobs can even fall down with their AI. I'm hoping that they can, and I'm hoping that it'll be somewhat functional. I really need the food, and rotten flesh is yummy. Once I was done with the mob generator, there was nothing to do but sit back as far as I could and hope it started working. It certainly did work for slimes as I put it inside of a slime chunk. I suppose eventually I will have to play Skyblocks if I want to get away from the slimes. That or I could slab up my entire world. Both are sounding like pretty good options to not have to deal with the constant slopping of slimes jumping back and forth. While I wait for mobs to spawn, now is as good a time as any to start building a little dwelling of kinds. Not exactly a house, just a place that I can call home, and a place of safety should this mob spawner start shooting out mobs like crazy, and I'm unable to battle them all. This will be a good point to fall back to in the event that I have to retreat. This is what I was able to come up with on such limited supplies. Barely a roof, 4 walls, no door. But it's home. Normally you would need trap doors in order to get things to fall down so you can harvest them. But the slimes spawning in this chunk is actually working out in my favor. They keep on spawning and pushing the mobs off of the mob farm. So I'll take it. I'm not really certain what I'm going for this first episode. I don't really have any goals in mind. I can't build anything using just dirt. I suppose a good goal would be to get a reliable food source. If I could get zombies to constantly spawn and fall down to the point where I actually have rotten flesh in my inventory all the time, then I suppose I could call this episode a victory. So, I guess we'll just keep on going until I'm able to generate some kind of meaningful food supply. The days and nights have become a little bit monotonous. Luckily, it seems that phantoms can't spawn at y-axis this low. Every night, I watch mobs appear inside the mob farm and drop to their deaths to the ground below. And every day I run up the steps to the mob farm and fix whatever damage was caused during the night. Unfortunately, the mob farm is the only space that Enderman can spawn, and I'm not willing to lose a torch just to deny Enderman. So I'm going to have to go up there every now and then and fill in a couple of holes. In addition to the occasional odd piece of rotten flesh, the mob farm also produces skeletons, so I'm stockpiling arrows and bones. I am not certain what use they'll be, but I'm going to stockpile them. Over the course of the last few days, I haven't really been able to stockpile any food. In fact, it seems that my health and food meter is only depreciating with time. So, I think I'm going to play a little risky game and allow some mobs to spawn down on the ground level. I'm going to lay out some dirt and just see what spawns here, and then I'm going to try to pick them off using an axe. Hopefully this will finally give me a surplus of rotten flesh and I can start stockpiling food. Little did I realize exactly how much I was risking by doing this. This is not a hardcore world by any means, but I like to play it as though it is a hardcore world and not utilize death too much as a main mechanic. Basically, if death is pushing me forward, I need to knock that off and do something else. I'm on half a heart and desperate for food. I'm going to have to select my targets carefully. Cue the epic battle music. And would you look at that? I may have sacrificed my stone axe, but I gained a potato. That is exactly what I need. I sacrificed some of the wood I've been hanging on to in order to make a hoe. Good thing I invested in that crafting table. Next, I mill all the potatoes using all the bone meal I've been saving up over these past few days from the mob generator. And with that, I have a reliable source of potatoes. Even without water buckets nearby, I should be able to grow these at a constant rate to feed myself. I wish I could cook them, but that's going to have to wait for another episode, it would appear. But I've done it. I've successfully survived using only dirt. And I'll admit a couple of items from the bonus chest. I'm hanging on to as many of those items as I can, though. It would seem that the only thing I really needed was 2 blocks of wood, and the axe did speed things up a little bit. After I got my fill of potatoes, I went ahead and destroyed that spawning platform I made out away from my base. It produces a large number of mobs, and I cannot risk it constantly throwing off baby zombies at me. And as anticlimactic as this might be, with the planting of my new potato garden, this episode is complete. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me in my eternal battle against the YouTube algorithm. And with an extra emphasis on commenting. Whichever comment gets the most likes and seems to be the most agreed upon will appear in the next video inside the double chest. I am Timber, this was Minecraft. Thank you very much for watching, and for now, I'm going to be saying, bye-bye!